you just want her to know that how the interview goes.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, fine. We'll do a mock interview and
Mock
yeah.
interview and do it hard, like harder way.
Okay, fine, fine. Yeah, I'll definitely ask some questions in that way. Yeah. The first question which I saw in most of the interviews, right?
Mhm.
First of all, they will ask about what the projects you worked, like
What kind of
what
project
projects,
are you?
which technologies you used, how the project, and what's your roles and responsibilities. Yeah.
So my
May I know what are the projects you worked?
you want me to tell you?
Yeah, yeah.
So my project. So I have a ongoing project which is in AWS. So I'm a DevOps engineer there. I'm creating the infrastructure and the CI/CD pipeline from the scratch. So for source control, I'm using GitHub, and for pipeline side, I'm using Code Pipeline, which is in AWS. Code Pipeline, basically we have a three stages: dev, test, and the prod environment. Which is we are developing the code, then we're testing it, and then pushing to production if the code is all right. Um, so for clustering, I'm using the EKS cluster. Uh, so all of the without the pipeline side, the EKS cluster on Terraform. I'm creating the EKS cluster through the Terraform as the infrastructure as a code. In front of the cluster, I'm using the ELB, Elastic Load Balancer. And then in front of the Elastic Load Balancer, I'm using the web application firewall. Is that good?
Okay, fine. May I know, can you tell me something related to that application load balancer which you're using? Load balancer concepts we have, right? There are two types of load balancer. One is application load balancer, one is a network load balancer. Can you please explain me what is application load balancer and what is a network load balancer?
Application Load Balancer and Elastic Load Balancer.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mm,
go ahead.
app- Yeah, you got me in this one.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
You got me. You got me. So
Mhm. You didn't know the difference regarding application load balancer and network load balancer. In what scenario we use which load balancer?
no, no, I don't
Oh,
know.
okay, fine, fine. It's up to the. Okay, fine. And can you please explain me about uh, one more concept? EKS. What is EKS? What clusters you create? What type of clusters you create?
Because it's Elastic Kubernetes Service,
Mhm.
I've created the uh, one cluster,
Mhm.
uh, T2 medium, and I created the VPC, security groups, CIDR block, outputs, and what else I created. And that's it pretty much.
Okay. In the security groups,
Mhm.
what ports are you allowing? Inbound, outbound ports will be there, right? What are the ports you
Yes.
are doing?
Inbound roles, outbound roles, yes.
Yeah, inbound, which ports you are allowing?
80,
Huh?
HTTP and HTTP security,
Mm-hmm.
443.
443 HTTP. Yes.
Yeah, 443. HTTPS.
Do you know the port number for SSL?
SSL?
Yeah, SSL port number.
SSL port
Number
21.
port number. See, in security group, right, we will allow some port numbers, okay?
Okay.
For TCP, right, TCP and ICP, like that, we have a port number for SSL. Like if you create a Linux EC2 machine, okay,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
we give 22 as a port number. That's for SSL. like to
Okay.
log in into that mission. Okay, they'll say secure socket log
Uh-huh.
SSL. That's a one protocol. How HTTPS is there for allowing that particular website to load it in the browser. In the same
Uh-huh.
way, for the
Uh-huh.
EC2 mission to log in. Suppose if I wanted to log in the EC2 mission which I created, right?
Uh-huh.
That time I need to allow the port number 22.
22.
Yeah.
From inbound rule in outbound rule.
No, no, inbound rule. Inbound rule.
Inbound rule. Okay.
Yeah.
SSL
People
and
will ask.
HTTPS.
See, people will ask in this way. How means, suppose if you created a EC2 mission with Linux, then
Uh-huh.
in security group, which port you allow?
Okay. SSL port and 22 and 443,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 22.
Okay.
How about what if I deploy a Windows mission? Right now, I
In
told you about Linux. Linux means 22 port we will allow. You know,
in Windows machine.
Windows EC2 mission. If I wanted to create a Windows EC2 mission. I created it
Mhm.
in security group. I want to
Mhm.
allow one particular port. Then only I can log in into that Windows machine.
3389.
Sorry,
3389.
RDP port will say 318. It will be one port 3689. I think something. RDP port, remote desktop port.
Yeah, yeah, RDP port. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
3389 it should be. Yeah, yeah.
38. Yeah, correct. Like that. This is
Okay.
one type of normal questions, okay, in a
Uh-huh.
basic level. If we increase the level, we can go with questions like you worked on Kubernetes clusters, right?
All right.
Kubernetes. Yeah. Do you have some knowledge on Kubernetes too?
Yes, I do have a knowledge on Kubernetes too.
Okay, fine. Can you please explain me about what is a deployment in Kubernetes?
Deployment, we have a like two things: deployment and the stateful set. Deployment, it's application, which is gonna deploy there. And the stateful set, it's basically its database.
No, no, no. You are telling difference between a deployment and stateful set, but I asked what is the definition of deployment? What you meant by deployment? What is the requirement of a deployment?
A requirement of deployment. All right. What's the requirement of deployment?
Yeah, deployment is nothing but see. Suppose if you wanted to have an application which is running in a cluster, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are creating a pod in Kubernetes for that application, okay,
Mm-hmm.
pod is very volatile. It means it will exist after some time. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
every time whenever it is exit mean it will delete automatically. It will delete for some time, maybe due to some issue, or maybe sometime network, or sometime the storage may increase in that particular node, right? It may be any scenario. Pod is just it's like volatile. Okay, for that particular case, people introduce replica set. Okay, if you wanted to run three or four same instance of your application, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that time we will go with replica set.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and
in
I know what's the replica set. It's a
you don't
replication.
know about replica set.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hmm. See, why this deployment came in the picture means there is a background. One type of story is there. First of all,
Mm,
the story starts with pod. Okay, where the pod is a instance of our application. Suppose if I'm creating an application, the pod is one
mm,
instance. Okay,
mhm,
it is running and it is serving my requirement. But now I want a more number of pods with the same application for the same application. Okay,
mhm,
it means more number of users are coming to my application. Then what I have to do, increase, I have to increase the pods count. Okay,
okay,
so
okay.
I am creating a replica set. What will replica set will do? Replica set is in the name itself, it is there. Replica set means it will replicate how many number of pods you want, those many number of pods it will replicate. means it will create. Okay.
Okay. Do you have answers in the Word file, but the way you told me uh, right now?
Sorry.
Do you have
Uh-huh.
answers in the Word format? I just wanna read them.
Okay, you wanted to read that. Okay, I just studied somewhere in this Word format. I think I have it or not. I'm not sure.
Not sure.
But I can see it is just like definition of for deployment only, right? Which we can
Mm-hmm.
say. I just want you to check with I want you to tell with some real time scenarios. Then it will be good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we explain in an interview, right? If you explain with a real time scenario or whatever you did in a your day to day life, right? Then it will be good, other than telling the complete definition what you have in a book or somewhere. I used to tell in this way. I won't by heart the definitions and all. Mostly I will tell with the example. I will then it will be good. But for initial stage, you can go ahead with the definitions so that you can understand. Okay.
Okay. All right. I got you.
See, a deployment will be definitely it will be a what application will we will run the application in a deployment format, so that the main advantage of people create deployment means it will where we can easily roll updates, right? Rolling updates we will do, like updating to a application and roll back the same application. uh, for that happening, right, deployment is very easy. So
Mm-hmm.
via deployments we can do that rolling updates and rollback updates. So
Okay.
for that particular purpose, people created a deployment where deployment gives us handy. It will be easy to make that rolling update of particular application and roll back. It's a easy way. One by one, it will do. So people created the deployment other than the replica set, other than the pods. Okay, that's why
Gotcha.
in the most of the companies we use deployments other than pods in individual pods.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Definitely, I will. I have a separate PDF for deployments. I will give you. Sorry, I will have a separate PDF for Kubernetes. See, it'll be there. And one more suggestion from my end is like I saw one blog, GitHub repository. I think this is the one. Yeah, for anyone who wanted to prepare end-to-end DevOps, all the tools, we had to go with this, all the things, but it will take lifetime. But only choosy. Like suppose if I wanted to just understand about DevOps concepts, then go ahead with this. Okay, what is
Mm-hmm.
DevOps? Okay, the definition from Amazon, Microsoft, Red Hat. You need to buy
Mm-hmm.
it. That's it. There is no go, right? If they ask, understand the concept, just what are the lines you remember in this, you can tell. Okay.
All right. So, can you send me the?
Yeah, yeah, sure, definitely. I'll send you these all things. I'll send via mail, so that it will be coming from the management team. I can't send directly. I'll send via our interview. Sorry, our training team. Okay. And dude, shall I continue with the questions or what we'll do? Like see, for example, what is AWS Lambda in AWS DevOps? That's one question where you have the answer for that in a coding format. Are you there?
A microphone was mute. I was talking about myself. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
it happens. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all right. I know the code commit, Lambda, microservices. Can you describe the microservices to me?
Microservices. Yeah.
Yes.
See here, for you, the definition is there here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
but I will tell in a different way because the definition is already there. I don't want to repeat the same old story here. Sometimes I use the definition of that. Sometimes I will tell my real-time experience. Is it fine for you?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Go with the definition first. We'll go. After that, I will tell you what I have seen a microservice with comparing with a real-time scenario. I will tell you. Okay. First of
Okay.
all, if you go with the definition, microservice provides the design approaches for building a single application as a set of services. Here you have a keyword, building a single application into set of services. This is one keyword. Okay, and each of these services will run by its own process structure and
Mhm.
communicates with other services using a structured interface. Okay, both
Okay.
which is both lightweight and easy to use. The communication of these services is mostly based on HTTP and API requests. Okay.
Mhm.
From this definition, first of all, I'll discuss with the definition. After that, I will tell you with a real-time scenario. Okay.
Mhm.
From the definition, what we can see, if there is a single application, okay, the
Mhm.
single application they are building with a set of
Mhm.
individual services. Other than saying a set of services, not only services, individual services, which is not
Mhm.
dependent. One is not dependent on other. Okay, everything
Mhm.
is independently. It is designed and it is developed and it is running.
Mhm.
Okay, and the most important thing is those are lightweight and easy to use,
Mhm.
and the communication right between them. It's not something which is unsecure. It is secure with HTTP. HTTP is a basic secure protocol, right? And
Mhm.
API request. These are the things which are discussed in the definition. Now we'll discuss with one real-time example. Okay, suppose there
Mhm.
is a website. Okay,
Mhm.
they have built that website without using microservices. First, we'll take a use case without using microservices. What is the
Mhm.
infrastructure who they have and how they design? What is the pitfalls without using microservices? After that, we'll discuss advantage of microservices and what's the microservices. Then we see if you wanted to know about the tool, if you know about the advantages, then you can get understanding of that particular product very much.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, particular website. For example, we'll go with Amazon website where we e-commerce website is there, right? Which is we use most of the time. Okay, if the website it is now that for our use case, treat that it is built with not using microservices. They are not using some microservice. They just built it in a way how usually they will build. Means they will keep all the front end back end. Huh? The front end
Mhm.
means the page which you see, the categories or something. These things. What is that? Amazon.com. This is the full page what you are seeing, right? They have created each and every item whatever we have here, customer service, total deals, everything they created it in one particular server
Mhm.
server box. Okay, they created
Mhm.
all the code into one particular server. Everything it is like tightly coupled. Each and everything is just depending on one each other. If suppose for example total deals is today they wanted to give some more deals. They have to for giving that first they have to stop entire website and they have to give the total deals, new deals, today's deals. Hmm? They have to give, then only they can start this website. Okay, it is like dependent. Suppose if I wanted to make a change in today's deals, I need to stop the complete website. I need to pause for some time and I need to do an update for this because
Mhm.
it's totally dependent. Okay, that's why the problem is here. If something happens to any of the service, like here we have a payment service, right? After once choosing a product, we'll go for a payment. Okay, I'll
Mhm.
add to the cart and I'll go for a payment. Okay, since it is built in a way everything is in a dependent. Okay, if payment service is not working, the website will not work. Everything is dependent here. One is dependent on other. If any of the service, payment service is one particular module in the website, if it is not working, complete website will not work, because everything is in aligned one, like tightly coupled. It's depend on each other. If something is not working, everything will be collapsed.
All right, I got it.
Without using microservices, this is one part. With using microservices means what they are doing, very simply microservices is nothing but just dividing each and every service individually. They're making payment service individually. They're making the front end page which we are seeing, right? That they are building separately. Back end they are separating, decoupling. The architecture is decoupling. Decoupling means there is no dependency between one service with another service. For example, for suppose if payment service is not working due to some issue, but still the website will be loading, you can able to see the products. Just because this front end what we are seeing, that built in a separate in isolated service, that has built in a separate isolated service, in the sense they are maybe they are using some container. Docker comes into picture. For the
Okay.
microservices, we use Dockers. Mostly we use Docker containers. They will create front end as a Docker, one Docker container, back end as one Docker container, payment service as one Docker container. This today's deals, everything is a API. If today's deals is not working, customer service will work, because that is a separate API. There is no dependency. Everything went in a separate way. Okay,
Mhm.
it is just
What are you putting in front of the Nginx? You are putting the, I mean the microservices. You are putting the Nginx in front of the microservices.
yeah, mostly people will use Nginx. They have, see, company to company it will change. Okay, mostly people are nowadays they are using Nginx is a because it is a freeware. Some open source something is there, and easy to configure. Nginx reverse
Mhm.
proxy, easy to configure.
Can you show me how is it configured the Nginx?
Yeah, yeah. Let me show you. I saw one article, Nginx configuration. We'll go with an images, then we can understand.
Okay.
See here. This is a simple engine. It's not like
Nginx is just a script which is gonna which we have to write on the Terraform, right?
that for Nginx you are saying
Yeah.
configuration. Configuration. No,
You
no,
are putting
no,
you are the Nginx. You are putting there like a pod there.
no, no. Nginx they will create it as a service, the separate container. They'll create a separate
Very
container
content.
in the, yeah, and they will write one configuration file. If you see, this is one configuration file which you are seeing here. Okay, they'll write some
Contain like
configuration.
pod, huh?
Sorry,
Pod and contain it's the same thing, right?
what?
Pod or not? Not and contain it's the same thing, right?
No, 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 no. Node is just a mission. Container is one particular process. We can call it as a process container. Sorry, a container is a one particular process. See, in our laptop, for example, I'm just for analogy purpose, for a comparison, I am saying laptop is you consider laptop is a node.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the mission which which facilitates, which makes other process to run. See here, each and everything. This browser is a process.
Uh-huh.
See, this I'm using Google Chrome. This is a process. Okay, Firefox is one process. Code, Visual Studio Code. I just opened it. I opened two instances. These are two individual process. Brave browser is individual process. This
Uh-huh.
Adobe Reader also one individual process. Like that, everything is a container in a node.
Uh-huh.
Pod, you know pod, Kubernetes pod,
Yes.
pod.
Kubernetes pod.
Uh,
Kubernetes pod. You said
pod, pod,
pod.
Kubernetes
Pod.
pod.
Yeah. I know what's a pod. What's a node.
Yeah. Pod is a high level view of container. Okay, pods came from container. If you see here, there is an example. What is the difference between pod and a container? It's a
Okay.
just a wrapper over. They'll say pod is a wrapper on a container, like that.
Okay.
They'll say. Okay. Treat,
Got it.
if I'm say container, you can since you came from Kubernetes background, you can treat it as a pod.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay. See, first of all, previously the Docker only came into market. Docker created containers. After doing in the market, Kubernetes came into the picture. Kubernetes said like pod is a high level unit when compared to container. Like that, they just renamed the definitions. That's it.
Okay. Got it.
In pods also we use containers. We create containers inside pods.
Okay. Inside pod. Okay. Got it now.
Inside a pod you will have containers. It may be one container or multiple containers. See in this picture you can get understanding what is node, what is pod, what is container.
Okay. Pod. It's in. All right. Container. It's inside the pod. Okay. Got it now.
See, I told you right, Kubernetes came after Docker coming into the market. Okay,
Okay.
Docker is doing well. Then Kubernetes, after seeing the Docker, they created Kubernetes and they accommodated these containers inside their pods so that people easily can use. If you want multiple containers, for example, there is a website which will upload, like which will take a file and which will serve that file. Suppose I am uploading my images hmm, into
Mm-hmm.
Google Drive into Google Drive. After that, after I upload, right, uploading my images or some files. Here is an example. I'll just tell you. Once I upload, that should be visible to me. Okay,
Okay.
this is just for analogy purpose. I am saying. Okay, it is visible to me. So in the same way, we should for that we should have two container. One is for taking the files whatever I'm doing, and another one is for showing the files whatever I'm uploading. So
Okay. Got
I
it.
need two services. Two services means two containers for that particular application. Such type of application will have multiple containers in a pod. We can create one pod. In that, one for uploading the files, one for showing the files to the user, like that.
Okay. All right. We are creating the containers with necessary packages, and we are uploading there. Okay. Uh, 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 we are we are uploading container in a deployment file, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So basically, we are creating the container on the Docker. We are pushing the ECR, Elastic. We are pushing the ECR. Then we are
Mhm.
taking the container from there and then putting to deployment file, right?
Exactly same, but we are not creating the container. We are creating a image from
Image, exactly, image,
image we are
exactly.
storing in the ECR Elastic Container Registry. From the image, we will take it and we will keep that image name in the deployment file. In the deployment file, it will take that image. If it is a static means if it is image. If it is running as a process means it is called as container. Difference
Okay,
between
gotcha.
image and the container, that is an important question also. What is the difference between image versus container?
Image, okay, okay. The key difference. The image read image. Okay, I got it now. I got it now.
Right? See
Yes,
here
yes.
image will explain you better. If it is static means it's a image. If it is running as a like I wanted to run that particular image. See, um, I mean to say like one image is there. Maybe it's a hello world image or some
Hmm.
Python image. hmm,
Hmm.
Some image is there. I want to run that as a container means I just need to write Docker run. The commands also important.
Okay.
For
Yeah,
example, if
I
you are
know the Docker build, Docker run, Docker build.
Yeah. For building the image, you have to give Docker build. For running that as a container, you need to give Docker run,
Okay, cool.
like that. And some more topics we can go with. Way- yeah, one more. This cloud formation. This is very important topic. Do you have any experience with cloud formation?
Cloud,
Creating.
yes, yes, I do have experience with cloud formation, just a little bit. I have a stacks from my previous company. So
Okay. What are the resources you created with cloud formation template? With,
I created Road 53,
mm,
ALB, code pipeline, IAM roles,
mm,
and code build. That's
with,
it pretty much.
mm. I think you aware of Terraform also, right?
Yes, I used to use the Terraform before and cloud formation too.
Okay. Difference between the cloud formation and the Terraform. What you observed and what?
Syntax
Mhm.
is a difference is syntax, just the syntax. And the Terraform it's more useful than cloud formation because you need to know AWS CLI for deploying the cloud formation template there.
Mhm. And one
You
more important difference is there. Can you tell me difference
can,
between the cloud formation and Terraform? One more
uh,
important difference.
no, I don't know that. Can you tell me?
Yeah, simple. See, using cloud formation, you can create only the AWS resources.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right.
But Terraform, you can create n number of resources. Maybe it is not only with AWS. You can create in Azure. You can create in GCP, in whatnot. Even Kubernetes also we can create with Terraform. Terraform is a multi we can use for multiple purpose. But
Okay,
cloud
got you,
formation is only in AWS. It will not work outside AWS. It's having a
got
scope.
got you, got you. Uh,
That is
uh, got you. How about Azure DevOps? Can you like do you have a like Azure DevOps interview questions as well?
yeah.
Awesome.
In Azure, it's the same concept. We'll go with Azure. What about
Okay,
if
cool.
the person is asked, do you know any cloud formation service similar to in Azure, which is there, similar service which is there in Azure, like that they may ask you. Then you can tell like in Azure we have ARM templates.
ARM templates, ARM,
ARM,
Amazon
Azure
Resource
Resource, yeah,
ARM Resource number name IRM IRM
This
template.
is helpful for creating infrastructure in Azure.
Okay. It's a declarative language. It's the same thing like
Similar
cloud
to
formation.
what is that? Cloud formation.
Okay, cool. I got you.
See, in 2006, I guess, in 2006, AWS came into the market. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
with all the services, whatever they have up to now today, like some services with the basic services, they came into the market. After
Mm-hmm.
seeing AWS, Microsoft, I can say literally one word, but it's not. They should not hurt that they copied from AWS. So whatever you see in AWS, it will be similar services will be available in Azure. The same applies with the Google Cloud, GCP.
Okay.
Like three are built in a such a way, copy from one. AWS is a main. From AWS, they just took a copy and they have created their own services with the different names. But the what the services will do, the functionality is same, but the way of implementation is different. If someone asks, what is the difference between AWS, Azure, and GCP? You can tell two words. Basically, all the services are same, but
Mm-hmm.
the way their implementation is different because we
Okay.
use here for ARN template in a different way. We can create the infrastructure. For cloud formation, we use in a different way.
Okay. I got
It's
you.
just like they didn't copy exactly. They copied in a with adding their own style.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's
All right.
just like
I got it.
dubbing a movie from one different language to other language, from English Hollywood to Bollywood, something like that. Okay, they added their own flavors, their own ideology in that. Okay, there is a cheat sheet. I saw a cheat sheet on different clouds, AWS and Azure, GCP
Mm-hmm.
services. It will give you a comparison actually. Uh, See, what is the service name in AWS? The similar service they name in Azure.
Ah, okay.
For
All right.
virtual servers in AWS, they will call it as EC2, Elastic
Yeah.
Compute Cloud. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the same service they'll call it as in Azure virtual machines. Okay, in the same they'll call it as in GCP they call it as Google Compute Cloud. In the three virtual servers is nothing but we are creating a virtual machine. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
EC2 machine only. We're creating that, but they have a different names. It's there. They don't want to use the same name what AWS are using or what Azure is using here. Okay, first cloud is AWS. From seeing the AWS these services, what they thought this business is very good. We have to also implement it. Like that, they implemented this.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way,
Gotcha.
they implemented this. You saw right? We have Amazon Prime and Netflix. What is the difference between Prime and Netflix? Both will have the movies. Both will have the options to view the documentaries or the movies or something, right? I think you are
Mm-hmm.
aware of that Netflix and Amazon Prime
Mm-hmm.
streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
It's from two different companies, but the
Mm-hmm.
service they provide to the customer is same. What is the difference? Like they will show us the movies, latest movies, shows, TV shows, documentaries. Both are same. What the names are different. The purpose is same. You need to have two accounts. You need to watch two set of series in different. Sometimes they will host the same movie or series in both platforms.
All right.
Some
Got it.
series the same way. If you wanted to make it simple, right, it is a simple. I can send you this pic also. The popular services what is there in the lambda, this is these people will call it as lambda, these people will call it as Azure function, these people
Okay.
will call it as cloud function.
Gotcha.
That's why if a person who is very strong in one particular cloud service, he can be easily what easily become strong in the other two cloud services,
Okay. Cool.
Azure and GCP.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Could you please tell me about more monitoring tools like Grafana, Nagios, Prometheus? How is it
Yeah, yeah.
working? I have no idea. So about the.
I can tell you simply the difference between the tools, whatever you are speaking.
Mhm.
See, Grafana. Uh, First, we'll go with Nagios. Nagios, you have an idea? Nagios?
Yes.
Yeah. Nagios. Nagios is a tool where we will get the logs, logs of an application, right? We
Mm-hmm.
will capture all the logs using Nagios. Okay. In
Mm-hmm.
the same way, Prometheus, people are using different tools, but the tools functionality is same. Prometheus also will what it will do, it will capture the logs, it will have some alert. Okay, suppose the application is suddenly it is down. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then we need to have a alert to the application team members, like your application so and so time it is got down, these are the logs. Like that, some facilities are there in Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
Grafana, coming to the picture, Grafana, what is it? It is like a visualization tool. You can
Mm-hmm.
visually you can see your logs, how much logs are created in one particular day, in an year. See here, once I search for Google Grafana, it is just showing these pictures. From
Mm-hmm.
this you can able to see that it will graphicalize the logs in a
Mm-hmm.
different ways. The application performance it will graphicalize, or the cluster performance, CPU, how much memory it is utilizing. It is not only with the graph of this type of graph. It is it can show the comparison graph, it can show the bar graphs, pie graphs,
Mm-hmm.
such
So
type of facility.
basically, we are using Grafana like a container, right?
Mhm. We can use as it as a container, as any in any way we can use it. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And I guess we have a Grafana service in AWS also. AWS 2. It's a managed service, something like that. It's a one service is there in
Cloud
AWS.
Trail?
Uh-huh.
Cloud Trail?
No. CloudTrail is one service which is captures the what? CloudWatch is capture logs. CloudTrail will capture the activity. There is a difference between
Mhm.
CloudWatch and CloudTrail. That also we need to aware. Difference between CloudWatch and CloudTrail. CloudTrail will watch the AWS account activities. Okay, in the
Okay.
account level, if some person is logging in this our account, huh, that
Mhm.
type of logs will be there in CloudTrail. It is just like a watchman of our particular home. CloudWatch is it's a monitoring service for particular resource. It just
Mhm.
acts as a elder person in our home who will monitor the younger persons, like whether he's playing correctly or not, or he is about to fall or something like that. Like who will take care of that particular person or something like that. For an analogy purpose, I'm saying it's not clearly that, but for
Mhm.
understanding what is the difference between CloudWatch and CloudTrail. See,
Mhm.
if you analogy, if you say right to any people who are not even a part of that particular background, they can easily understand. By seeing the definitions, we have to map it. It's not the 100% concept, but for 80% understanding, you can go with some analogies which you see in real life, right?
Mhm.
This is one more different and very much asked question, difference between CloudWatch and CloudTrail. If you are from AWS, definitely they will go and ask these questions. Definitely.
How about the VMware virtual machine, like E6i?
How virtual machine?
Yeah, yeah. E6i,
Uh,
VMware.
VMware virtual machine you want like how what's the question in virtual machine VMware?
Well, like, do you have interview questions of the VMware E6i?
VMware I didn't have as of now because I was not in that since the market is going with this cloud services and DevOps tools, so I didn't touch VMware concepts.
Okay, all right, all right.
I have very less idea about VMware. I studied it, but I didn't show much interest on that. ESXi, those are some concepts similar to cloud only.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I studied very long back, not now. So images, VMware, the workstation. Here, some these two things will be there. ESX and ESXi.
Yes,
Something,
E6i.
yeah.
That's what I'm
We
talking about.
cannot exactly. Mm. People, very less companies will ask you about VMware and all, but what I can suggest is like they will ask about virtualization. What is meant by virtualization?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. This is a I can tell a revolution in the cloud industry. Sorry, computers industry. Virtualization.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know how to use a hardware efficiently before before virtualization. I'm talking about. Suppose I have one application. Mhm. uh, Two applications I have. Okay, previously before virtualization they used to take two server boxes and they installed one application in one server box and another application in one server box. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but one server box having for example it is having 100 GB space, one server,
Mm-hmm.
but our application is just using 10 GB, each application using 10 GB, but we have boxes of 100 GB and 100 GB. It's a total of around 90 GB and 90 GB. It's of no use. Hardware is no use, right? Like two server
Mm-hmm.
box I have, but I have two applications. Before virtualization, people don't know how to keep two applications in one server box.
Mm-hmm.
When virtualization came, what it happened like it enables that hardware into different suppose that after virtualization with one server box we can create 10 10 applications with having one 10 GB per application. Like it is divided, a cake is there. We don't know how to cut before virtualization. After virtualization we can able to easily cut that and we can allocate with each and every person, like that.
All right.
Virtualization
Got you.
makes in a different way. That is the
Okay.
concept of virtualization.
Got it. How
Yeah,
about the
definitely.
ELK? Can you explain me ELK?
ELK.
Yeah.
Okay. ELK. LK stack. Okay, Elastic. This one stack. This one you're saying.
Elasticsearch, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Workstation, Kibana.
This is I can say in a three things. ELK is not like a one word. It is like three words. If you see right, Elasticsearch, log stack, Kibana.
Kibana.
Kibana or
Mm-hmm.
Kavana or something like that. They use articulate in a different word. Uh, so I'm not good in spellings. It's okay. So see the three. It is just like you are getting three products in one stack. You are able to easy
Mm-hmm.
this elastic search in the name itself. It is there. How this search is works, right? Suppose if I'm searching something in Google, I'm getting it easily. Okay, it is they are using some algorithm. Elasticsearch, what it will do, it will first of all, if I'm searching for some word, it will keep it in a catchy and it will populate whenever I'm searching. Repeat the same thing, same search is happening, right? It will easily populate. See,
Mm-hmm.
it is a distribute search. Okay, analytics engine built in Apache. It's like Apache created, like from the company of Apache Linux. I think these people got it. Okay, uh,
Mm-hmm.
it is make the search efficient. Suppose our application, I'm creating an application. AWS Amazon website is an application. Suppose you are searching for some product called TVs, television. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
after some time you search for a different thing. I mean to say you wanted to search for some washing machines. Huh? Again you're
Mm-hmm.
searching for a TVs. It will quickly, it will give the result other than the previous one. The results are very quick
Mm-hmm.
compared to the first search. In the second search, what it will do, it will store the first search results in some separate location. When you are searching the second time the same TVs, it will give you from the first search result.
Do you have a real-time scenario with ELK? Have you implemented that before?
ELK, no, as of now I don't have. I can bring it in the next class. ELK,
Okay, cool.
because I worked in this in very past. I think around 5 6 years back, not now.
Mm-hmm.
So this log stack means the logs. I'll find out some application and I will let you know. It's
All right,
like
cool.
Kibana is like for visualizing. Kibana is just like Grafana.
Okay.
See, visualization. See, in
Mm-hmm.
DevOps, right, you have n number of tools. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a similarity. Tools are like in n number. If you take it into categories, only I think 10 to 15 categories also there. Like this is easily they have showcased in this one picture. I just wanted to show.
Mm-hmm.
See here, like for example here some tools are repetitive, yeah, and Gradle, these are build configuration. I don't know whether you are no aware of this Maven and Gradle.
It's a plugin, right? It's a plugin of the Jenkins, Maven, and the Gradle.
No. They made it as a plugin, but it's a separately, it is a software. It's a
Separately
what we call
software.
package. Yeah. It is
Oh, okay. No.
yeah. It is helps our code to make it into format of zipping. Like Maven will zip the code. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Companies are using Gradle and Maven. These two are these three serves for the same purpose, and Maven and Gradle.
For building code, right?
Yeah, for building the codes. Okay.
It's like kind of
And
code build, right?
uh,
It's kind of code build, right?
yeah, code build. After
It's ki-
deploying the what after pushing the code to GitHub, hmm, this particular step will happen, like filling the code, plan, code, build. Build is these three things will do. Okay, see, for
okay.
the similar testing purpose they are using two tools. The tools are
Selenium
different.
and JUnit, yeah.
In the same way, ELK is one tool, and in the market we have a different tools for the same purpose. It is up to
Mm-hmm.
you. You have a n number of tools, but whatever you like, you can use it. If it is just like if suppose I am very much fond with Netflix, I won't go with Prime. It is
Mm-hmm.
just like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the purpose is same. I will watch movies only, but I like the view or the services or the subscription plans of particular Netflix, so I'm going with that. It is not a like why can't you use frame means you can use frame. It is up to you. It's up to your wish. Like that, people are using different tools. DevOps also, they have given a choice of you choosing a tool. They have n number of tools for a similar purpose. Grafana is for visualizing the to what is that that logs and all. Here Kibana also in the same way, data visualization and exploration tool used for log and time series analytics. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
same, it serves the same. But people wanted to use this ELK means, yeah, you can use it. It's nothing wrong. Suppose some application there have a requirement called searching, like search. Some application will have a search, right? In Netflix also you have a search to search for some particular web series you wanted to type. Like you will type the series name and you will give a search. Okay, that
Okay.
searching will be happen. Maybe we can create using Elasticsearch also.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That
Got it. Got it. Got it now.
Elasticsearch will be easy, that particular. So when you are using Elasticsearch, with the Elasticsearch you have two different tools also. One is Logstack and Kibana. You can add these two things instead of adding for Logstack Nagios, for Kibana, Grafana. It's not required. Since you are using Elasticsearch stack, you can go with these
Mm-hmm.
two. It is like a
Okay.
combo. I can say combo. Yeah, that is the correct word. In combo, you see,
Gotcha.
right? If you go to McDonald's or something like that, they'll give a combo, chips and cool drink, everything. They'll give a combo. It's not like they won't serve you separately, right? They will serve you separately. If you want combo, you can take it. It's up to you. It's up to your wish how you take it.
Okay. Got
Similarly,
it now.
got
So,
it.
please, next for the next lesson, prepare for Docker, Kubernetes, and the ELK and the Jenkins as well.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. You asked me
Docker,
like
Kubernetes,
we
Jenkins,
will
and
discuss.
the ELK. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Like from tomorrow, I will give you some discussion on Kubernetes and Docker. Why Docker came into picture? See, Docker is not like a single go. It came from virtualization. Before virtualization, I told you, right, the concepts. They didn't use that servers and all. So we'll discuss all those topics. The background of Docker, huh? And we'll go with then we will enhance of how people enhance it from containers to Docker containers to Kubernetes. What are the architecture in Kubernetes and some concepts in Kubernetes, which the repetitive questions will go with tomorrow's class. Is it fine?
Awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.